That was Tomorrow Tape by my guest that I have here, DJ Exes, featuring the one and only Money Mogly.
Yeah.
I would do a wolf sound, but I would do no justice to the how that Mogly does.
Not even gonna try it. That's off of a mixtape that we got coming out, Eagle and the Wolf. That's just gonna be crazy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Almost done. We got one song left. And then
I look forward to hearing it, man. I look forward to both of you guys do solid work. So
man, working with him is crazy. You know how I met him? I was actually dropping off equipment to one of my dudes. Was I dropping off equipment or picking up drugs? I can't remember, but it was one of those things. And it was a party, and then he happened to be there. He was outside handing out CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like his CDs and shit. And he was in the street. You know how Mogly is. He's live and shit. Oh. And I was like, I drove up and shit. He was like, yo, and I was like, yo, this shit better not be whack.
Which CD was it?
I think it was I think it was something on the wire.
Okay.
It was like Wolf on the Wire, Bird on the Wire. Power Lines. Thank you. Big up to Armorera in the motherfucking building. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yo, that motherfucking CD right there, I heard that shit, I was like, this motherfucker nice. And then ever since then, we just, back and forth and shit, just little things here and there. And then we were just like, yo, we got to do something. You know what I'm saying? We got to do something. And then we was like, fuck it. Let's do it. So this year, it's going to happen. It'll be out soon.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Like I said, man, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And it's like, I'm a big Mogly fan. I've had the privilege of working with him. I obviously had a podcast with him. So if you're listening to this and you like that track and you like that dude that was rapping on the first verse, go check the Mogly podcast that I had with him.
Y'all don't do it no more?
Yeah, we still work together.
Okay, man, I gotta check that shit out.
Yeah, we got like 3-4 joints like done. You know what I mean? That like two of them. Well, one of them was put out. And then another one, I put it on that podcast, the podcast with him.
All right.
But yeah, man, he's like a dope cat to collaborate with. He's one of the very easy-going. Like, I could send him any beat. Yeah. And if he thinks it's dope, he's going to jump on it.
I never had nobody tell me that he was going to let me borrow a book. I never had an MC tell me no shit like that. I was at his spot and shit. We was vibing and shit. And he was like, he said The Alchemist, and he was like, you ever read that book, The Alchemist? And I was like, nah. And he was like looking up in his shelves and shit, and he was like, oh, somebody borrowed it right now, but when they bring it back, I was like, God damn, this nigga about to let me borrow a book, son? Yeah. That's the dopest shit ever.
Well, I wasn't aware that he was an avid reader until I heard him on this dude's podcast, on Armorera's podcast, the Medianoche podcast. And he, you guys touched on how he's an avid reader and shit. And I'm like, damn, that makes sense. Like, every MC that I know that is really dope with the pen and, writes pretty fast is an avid reader, bro.
That's crazy.
I wish I read more.
I wish I read more, too. I read a lot when I was younger and shit. I used to read all kind of, like, Stephen King books and shit. My mom used to be like, that's going to fuck your head up. And I used to be like, all right, but still reading them shits because it was dope.
Yeah, I used to read Playboys, but I never got around to the articles.
Yeah. You used to read them with your hands like Braille.
I had to. I was going blind. A lot of working out, Let's get into this next one. I need Jesus.